Hello, everyone. So we are almost into May, and I was going to actually make this video on May 1st, but on May 1st, I will have left Guatemala. And it was really interesting. Today, Ozenan was coming through very clearly, wanting me to make one more final video here in Guatemala at Lake Atitlan, where I've been for the last 2 months. This area is known as a spiritual vortex. And yeah, they were very clear that this May energy update wants to be recorded here in this place on the planet. So here we are. If you are enjoying these videos, if you enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. That helps more people find these videos, and also will let you know whenever I post a new one. If you would like to work with me, head to the description box below the video, and there are links there that will connect us so that we can work together. Okay, I have no idea what Ozenan is going to bring through. They were just very clear that we needed to do this today in this place. So let's do it. I'm going to bring them through. One more thing before we start. If you would like to listen to a longer transmission from Ozenan, where Ozenan actually answers questions and is in a dialogue with someone asking them questions, I recently recorded an episode of a podcast called the Cosmic Healing Podcast with Von Piero. I will link to it in the description box below. It is an incredible transmission, quite long. Vaughn asked incredible questions about life, death, the universe. What Ozenan brought through was just incredible. So check that out. Okay, now I'm going to bring them through. Yes, we are here, and we are pleased to speak with you today. We would like to discuss your coming month of May in the year of 2024. But first, we would like to congratulate you all on your experiences in the first several months of 2024, and especially in April of 2024. This month of April was a massive transition point, and many of you experienced high highs and low lows, and many of you closed the book on a long, long cycle in your life. This is because energetically, 2024 is primed as a cycle ending and cycle beginning year. It is a year of great transition. And we would like to share with you the beautiful news that May of 2024 is going to be lighter, is going to be brighter, is going to be easier for most of you. May of 2024, you will begin to see the rewards and the fruits of all of the hard work that you have done since the eclipse season in late 2023, back in October of 2023. That eclipse season and then the eclipse season that you just experienced were very connected and very, very powerful. And many of you, we know, have had very challenging times in the last 6 to 7 months, even longer for many of you. For many of you, an entirely new cycle began in 2020. And for many of you, that cycle is closing up so that you can begin a new cycle. So we would like to first give you that news that May of 2024 will likely feel more fun, more light, more bright. For those of you in the Northern Hemisphere, you are coming into your spring weather, and this is a literal brightening of the sky and of your world. For those of you in the Southern Hemisphere, you are coming into the autumn season, which is soothing and a time for harvest. So no matter which hemisphere you are in, your season is going to really support you in this month of May of 2024. We would also like to point out that many of you are going to begin connecting with new and different guides, and we would ask that you please remain open to the energies that come through for you, because for some of you, this will be, you like the term out there. It will feel out there. For instance, one of the images we would like to share with you is that of a unicorn. Now, we would like to be clear, unicorns are not a physical 3D species on your planet, and they are a non-physical energy, and we could call it an archetype that you can connect with for guidance and for assistance. However, many of you are resistant to this archetype of a unicorn because it feels silly or childish. So one of the great pieces of advice that we would like to offer you for this month of May is to let go of your fear of being silly. Another way of putting this is face your fear of being silly. What is silly, truly? Silly is playful. Silly is not serious. But do you truly wish to be serious all the time? That is not why you came to this planet. And in fact, that need to be serious and grown up has been created by your culture in order to keep you from tapping into your true creative potential. Because your true creative potential, my friends, lies in your ability to play, your ability to imagine, your ability to care less about the judgments of the other beings around you. And so we would encourage you this month to find something, anything that feels a little silly, that makes you feel a little silly, and this is key, and that feels fun. Something that deep down you truly wish to experience, but you have not allowed yourself to because you have felt a little silly. Maybe you have felt a little childlike, a little immature, a little embarrassed. We would ask that you face these uncomfortable feelings because this will be a big step forward into your creative potential. We would like to remind you that imagination is not as unreal as your culture has led you to believe. Imagination is real. Anything that you imagine then exists in the non-physical realms. And everything that exists in your 3D reality begins in the imagination. Imagination is one of your greatest, most powerful tools, and it is going to be more accessible than ever in this coming month. This is where you are headed, friends. You are headed to a world where imagination is respected, where creativity is important and necessary. All of you are creative beings, every single one of you. You may be thinking, no, 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 not me. I am not creative. I am very good at math, for instance. And you may be very good at math, but we would argue that even mathematics, you are imagining in your mind the equation before you put it down onto a paper or chalkboard. Imagination is a tool that every single one of you uses. You may use it in very different ways, but you all use it. And those of you who are listening to this transmission at this time, you in particular will benefit from leaning into whimsical imagination, like the unicorn, as we mentioned earlier, or other mythical creatures that perhaps you feel drawn to. We would recommend something like getting yourself a coloring book and coloring outside the lines, or perhaps running through a park in a playful way, skipping. Maybe you will go to a playground that usually is meant for children in your world, But as an adult, you will play in this playground. This is okay. We encourage you to stretch your comfort zone a bit in this way because there is much joy to be found in your month of May if you allow yourself to experience it, if you allow yourself to be a little silly and childlike. Okay, onward. We would also like to offer you the image of a garden with many, many seeds planted in the soil and a great rain pouring into this garden and a sun emerging from the clouds as the rain stops and feeding this garden with UV light. We would like to offer you this image because this is a lovely metaphor for what you will be doing this month of May. It is essential in this month that you nourish the seeds you have planted, that you care for them, that you move forward for them, and this is very important, friends, that you are patient with them. Trust that these seeds are beginning to sprout beneath the surface and that they will get what they need from the soil and they will take the nutrients from the soil that they need. These seeds that you have planted in your life, they know what to do and they will give you inspirations of how you can help them to grow. When you receive these intuitive inspirations, we would encourage you to take the steps that you receive. These inspirations may come as aha moments. They may come as words spoken to you from a friend. They may come to you as something that you read on the internet or something you see on your television. You will recognize these inspirations because you will feel an excitement when you encounter them. It will feel like, ooh, that is fun. That is exciting. I should do that. And when you feel that, we encourage you to take that inspired action. This month, more than any of the other months of this year, is time to take that inspired action because the seeds are beginning to grow. And this is an opportunity to nurture and nourish them so that they can begin to sprout. We know that you have been very patient. Many of you are listening to this and thinking, oh, I have been so patient. Will this ever come to be? We would encourage you to think back to 3 years ago. Imagine your life 3 years ago. Take a moment to do this. Now, if you would like, you can pause this video. Recognize how much you have grown in the last 3 years. Some of you, your external world will reflect this greatly. For others of you, it will feel like a deep internal transition. You feel different. Things feel more expanded, more beautiful, perhaps a bit easier. But you will feel a difference when you think back to 3 years ago today. 3 years ago today would be April of your 2021. Think back to that time. Many of you were still experiencing social distancing, lockdowns. It was a very different time. And every one of you that is receiving this transmission has grown immensely since that time. Your internal worlds have shifted dramatically. And for many of you, this has reflected into your external world. If you are one of those who feels like your external world has not shifted as much as you would like, know that that internal shift will begin to be reflected in your external world. There is a time lag in your world, in your 3D reality. This is normal. And know that if you have felt a large internal shift, your external world will follow and reflect that back to you. You can trust this. We would also encourage you to begin a practice of devotion to the earth in this month. We have talked about connecting with the earth more in previous transmissions. We would like to suggest that you begin a small practice of devotion to your home planet in this month. This could be a daily practice, or it could be simply something you do every few days. But when we speak of devotion, we mean an act of love towards your earth, an act of love towards your home planet. You may think this is silly, but one suggestion that we could give you is to hug a tree. We know that in your culture, well, at least in the culture of many of you watching, hugging a tree has been made to seem silly. Here is another example of where silliness, the idea of silliness being a negative, does not serve you. Hugging a tree is quite a beautiful act. Trees are natural filters of not only physical chemicals, the air, for instance, they are also energetic filters. And when you hug a tree, the tree does you the great service of receiving dense or challenging energy that you are ready to release. And then the tree filters that energy and allows it to sink into the earth, be filtered, and then move back up the tree and be released. So hugging a tree is a beautiful devotional practice to your home planet. You may also wish to do something like giving an offering to your home planet. For instance, you may keep a small jar of seeds. Sunflower seeds or pumpkin seeds are a great choice on your counter in your home. And when you go out for a walk, you grab just a few of these seeds. And as you walk, when you find areas of earth that feel like they would love to have these seeds, you can drop these seeds onto the earth with love, with a thought of love for your home planet. This is a beautiful devotional practice that shows your love for your home, for your mother, Earth. There are any number of practices like this that you could do, and we do encourage you to be creative and create your own if you would like. There is no wrong practice here. Do what feels loving and beautiful for you and make it a part of your routine beginning this month. It is very much time for all of you to connect more deeply and with great love to Mother Gaia, your home planet. She is communicating with you more than ever, and she wishes to connect with you in a variety of ways, and you can nurture this connection through these devotional practices. This is all we will share about the month of May for now. We will offer future transmissions throughout the month. We thank you for listening with love. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna have to watch that back. I lost most of it, but I do remember that last bit about devotional practice to the earth. I love that. All right. If you enjoyed this video, once again, please like and subscribe. That way you'll get notifications of future videos, and it will allow more people to find these videos. And if you'd like to connect with me, work with me, or listen to that podcast episode where I channeled Ozenan, head to the description box below and you can find those links. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a beautiful month of May.